Yo, what's up guys and girls? I've got a couple of free days, so I decided to use them wisely, which means I was just chilling and doing nothing. Alright, fine, I thought it would be fun to actually do something cool, so I decided to take on a crazy challenge, make a 3D game in just 2 days. This is my devlog, let's go. I started with a simple scene in a basic location, threw in a few scripts and boom, I could move around. Honestly, I didn't have any solid concept or a game design at first, so I decided to improvise as I went. The only thing I really wanted was a 3D RPG roguelike, simple models, loop generated locations and meme-based sprite characters. Why memes? Because memes are fun, memes are cool, and memes hilarious. Just like my attempts to make this game. So, the first thing I needed was of course a sword. I quickly threw one together using basic shapes, added a couple of scripts and animations, and now I could swing it around properly. But just swinging it back and forth felt a bit boring, so I added the ability to throw it like Thor's hammer, and now it looks cool. The next step, animate NPCs. As I said earlier, I'd be using sprite-based models because first, it's funny, second, it doesn't eat up a lot of resources, third, who's gonna stop me? So I quickly slapped on some scripts and dropped an NPC into the scene and it looked terrifying. Yeah, I'll rewrite that part later. But instead of improving the NPC, I decided to work on the visual style first, because once you have a basic design and style, it's much more fun to work on the game. The big question was, how do I style the locations? At first I thought about using pixel art like in old school sprite games, but I ditched that idea. Instead I went for simple prototype textures, but tried to make them look at least somewhat appealing. And here's what I ended up with. Then I decided to add destructible objects. Why? I don't know, who doesn't love breaking stuff? It looked cool anyway, and later I'll figure out how to use it better for gameplay. Once the basic style was ready, I could technically ship this MVP, launch a Kickstarter, raise money, and drop my back details below, but let's get back to the logic. I returned to anime NPCs to polish them before scaling up the locations. The problem was, the NPCs barely reacted to soft hits and rushed the player too quickly. I didn't plan to make this a hardcore suffering simulator, I already suffered enough making this game, so I increased the knockback force and honestly it took me a while to debug everything, but that's normal. If you don't make mistakes, you are not working, or maybe it's the other way around. And I realized the screaming NPCs needed a redesign in Photoshop. Eventually I turned them into these stylized goblins. By the way, I tried making a 3D model from a sprites. He looks like he ate too many pies. So yep, I made myself what I really need to learn Blender someday, but for now I went back to sprite models. The next stage, expanding the locations. Beside combat zones I needed a chill place where player could restore their health. Let's check it out. A bear for the vibes, a Wojak for the memes, a campfire for resting and restoring health, and a buff Nordic dude to level up your skills. Looks cool. But I know I can do better. I added more scripts, more models and a second combat dungeon, and after some polishing, here's the final gameplay.
Press start.
So yeah, that was a crazy challenge. Thanks for watching guys. You can hit like if you enjoyed this, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe so you don't miss my new games. See you next time. Peace.